Before we step into tonight's story, pause for just a second. Seriously, just one moment. Look down at that subscribe button. It's small, isn't it? Just a simple click. Easy to ignore. Easy to forget. But for this channel, it means more than you think. That one click is what keeps stories like this alive. Stories that aren't just told, but felt. Stories that linger with you, long after the screen fades to black. So if you believe that stories still matter, if you believe emotions deserve to be experienced fully, if you've ever felt like fiction sometimes tells the truth better than reality ever could, then go ahead, subscribe. Because tonight's story isn't just about love. It's about what happens when love quietly begins to change shape. Daniel Evans had always trusted routine more than people. People were unpredictable. They changed. They said things they didn't mean, and meant things they never said. Routine, on the other hand, routine was honest. It didn't betray you. It didn't wake up one morning and decide to be someone else. It simply stayed. And Daniel liked that. Every day of his adult life followed the same carefully structured rhythm. A quiet, predictable melody that never required improvisation. 6 a.m., the alarm. Not 6:01. Never 6:05. Exactly 6 o'clock. 6:02 shower. Warm, never hot. 6:18 coffee. 2 teaspoons of sugar. Always 2. Not 1.5. Not 3. 2. 6:25 10 push-ups. 15 sit-ups. A slow shoulder stretch to ease the stiffness that came from too many hours behind a desk. And then, 6:32. The final ritual. The most important one. Standing in front of the bathroom mirror, Daniel would adjust his tie with precise, almost mechanical care. He would inhale slowly, hold it, and meet his own reflection. And in his mind he would say the same quiet sentence. Another day, Daniel. Just another day. It grounded him, centered him, kept everything manageable. Because if every day was just another day, then nothing could truly go wrong. But today didn't feel like just another day. The feeling came before thought, before logic had the chance to explain it away. The moment Daniel opened his eyes, he felt it. A weight. Not sharp. Not painful. Just there. Resting heavily on his chest, like the air before a storm. When everything goes unnaturally still. And even the birds seem to know something is coming. He stared at the ceiling longer than usual. His heartbeat felt slower, but louder. His breathing slightly uneven. And what unsettled him most wasn't the feeling itself. It was the fact that he couldn't name it. Daniel sat up slowly, swinging his legs over the side of the bed. His hands rubbed together absent-mindedly, as if friction alone could chase away the tension creeping beneath his skin. Maybe I just didn't sleep well, he muttered quietly. But deep down he knew better. This wasn't about sleep. This wasn't random. This was something else. Because today wasn't ordinary. Today marked 7 years. 7 years of marriage to Emily. 7 years. It sounded simple when you said it out loud. But when you lived it, it became something heavier. 7 years of shared apartments. Shared bills. Shared laughter that filled entire rooms. And shared silences that felt just as loud. 7 years of arguments that started small, but somehow grew teeth. 7 years of forgiveness that didn't always come easily, but eventually came anyway. 7 years of a love that was never perfect, but never fully broken either. Anniversaries have a strange way of forcing reflection. Whether you're ready for it or not, they open doors in your mind you didn't ask to revisit. Like flipping through an old photo album, one you forgot existed. And sometimes, what you find inside isn't just nostalgia. Daniel was halfway through buttoning his shirt when he felt it. Arms. Soft. Familiar. Sliding gently around his waist from behind. Emily. Her chin rested lightly between his shoulder blades. Her breath warm against the fabric of his shirt. Happy anniversary, she whispered. Her voice carried its usual warmth. But there was something beneath it. Something fragile. Something trembling. Daniel turned slowly to face her. She looked beautiful. Effortlessly so. Her hair fell naturally around her face, catching the morning light in a way that felt almost cinematic. But it wasn't her appearance that unsettled him. It was her eyes. They held too much. Love, yes. But also something else. Something harder to define. Fear. Anticipation. Resolve. Before he could study it too closely, she leaned in and kissed him. Not a quick, routine morning kiss. Not something automatic. This one lingered. It carried weight. It carried memory. It carried something unspoken. And when she pulled away, her fingers remained loosely curled into his shirt, like she wasn't quite ready to let go. Daniel felt his stomach tighten. Big plans tonight? He asked, trying to keep his tone light, normal. Safe. Emily smiled. But the smile didn't fully reach her eyes. Just don't be late, she said softly. 3 simple words. But they landed heavier than they should have. And then, there was Clara. Clara Carter, Emily's younger sister. If Emily was calm water, Clara was fire. Unpredictable. Sharp. Impossible to ignore. Where Emily was composed, Clara was chaos wrapped in charm. Where Emily chose her words carefully, Clara threw hers like sparks, careless, but never without impact. Clara had shown up the night before. Unannounced. No text. No call. Just a knock at the door. And then she was there. She had paced around their living room with that familiar, knowing smirk. The one she wore when she understood something no one else did. Daniel had always found her difficult to read. Too observant. Too perceptive. Like she was constantly watching, measuring, waiting. And just before she left, she leaned close to him. Close enough that he could feel her breath against his ear. Don't be late tomorrow, she whispered. You'll regret it if you are. Then she walked out. No explicación. No context. Just a sentence that felt less like advice, and more like a warning. At the time, Daniel had laughed it off. That was just Clara being Clara. But now the words echoed in his mind, louder than they should have. By 9 a.m., Daniel sat at his desk in the downtown marketing firm where he had worked for nearly a decade. Normally, the office comforted him. Predictable conversations. Predictable deadlines. Predictable noise. But today, everything felt distant. Numbers blurred across his screen. Emails stacked up unanswered. The hum of voices around him sounded muffled. Like he was underwater. Hey. Daniel blinked. Jared stood beside him, nudging his elbow. You look like you're waiting for a doctor to call with bad news. Daniel forced a small smile. Just tired. But that wasn't true. He wasn't tired. He was alert. Too alert. Every time he tried to focus, his mind drifted back. Emily's trembling kiss. Clara's cryptic warning. That weight pressing against his chest. By mid-afternoon, his pen tapped relentlessly against the desk. Fast. Sharp. Uncontrolled. 2 interns nearby exchanged uneasy glances. Daniel stopped, exhaled slowly, and leaned back in his chair. What am I even anxious about? He thought. It was just an anniversary. Not a funeral. But anniversaries. They have a way of resurrecting things you thought were buried. His mind drifted backward. Their first anniversary. Emily insisted on cooking. She burned the garlic bread. The pasta clumped together. The sauce was too sweet. And yet, they laughed until they couldn't breathe. Back then, love felt light. Untouched. They didn't know how words could leave scars. They didn't understand how silence could stretch across a dinner table, like a third presence. They didn't realize how distance could grow quietly. One unnoticed moment at a time. 7 years changes people. Sometimes slowly. Sometimes completely. At 6:30 p.m., Daniel did something completely out of character. He left work early. No double-checking emails. No unnecessary conversations. Just left. And as he stepped into the evening rain, his heartbeat quickened. Not because he was late, but because something inside him knew. He wasn't just going home. He was walking towards something inevitable.